Hello and welcome to the fourth video of making a WordPress Valentine's Day plugin. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at what we're going to build, and specifically what we're going to build in this video. So we're going to be making a widget and a plugin that will display a animational title. The title will be changeable and there'll be a number of different animational styles. So if we go to the back end, what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be making a page for our in our settings, and we're going to be able to add title, a drop down box, and a few settings for our animational title. So for example, if we save this, we go back, it should change the main display. This is slightly different from other widgets because if we go into our widget area, usually the settings are under here. However, we're going to be doing it slightly different and putting our settings in a settings page. Okay, so our main aim is to create our settings page. We're going to do the following 5 tasks. So have a read of these, stop the video and try and do them yourself. If you can do them, watch my video and then see how my work compares with yours. If you find them too easy, go on to the next video. If you're finding them a little bit difficult, then watch me doing it step by step. The overview of the plugin is this. We've already created the plugin object. This object has a number of attributes and methods. These methods have created or linked our CSS files and JavaScript files to the main plugin. We've also created the widget object, and the widget object has only the front end method. So we removed the update and the back end method because we wanted all our data to be in the settings page, and we've linked them together. So that's what we've done so far. I want to quickly talk a little bit more about the plugin object. So at the moment our plugin object has a number of constructors. These are automatically executed once the plugin object is created. So what will this do is this will create and implement the script code method, and then we'll have to create a setting page. And what this does is it adds a WordPress method that allows us to create the template for the setting page. We then also have to create a method for setting our data, and this adds a WordPress method for a template for each individual field. So every time we add a field to our setting page, we need to create another template method for it. And so we have 3 fields, so we're going to have 3 different templates for those fields. And then we have the register widget method. So we're going to be focusing on the setting page method and the setting data method in this video. Okay, so we're at our folder with our plugin. Because we want to add the settings to the plugin object, we need to open the hearts.php. We've done that. What we're going to be doing first is we're going to be adding the actions, the 2 actions, actions 1 and actions 2, to our plugin constructor. So we need to go into our plugin object and then find the constructor, which is this, and then we need to add in our 2 actions. So if we expand it there, so the first action, if we go back, this is to the admin menu. So this is the first step that we need to create the setting page. And then the second action, the hook, is the admin init, and this allows us to the first step in setting our fields. So once we've done that, we need to make sure that we create these methods to add our code to. So I'm just going to put them for now just under there. So we have our functions add setting page, and we have our function or method setting fields. So importantly, the way I've done this is because the WordPress add action, it only allows one value here. We have to create an array, and what this does is just point into the class that we're in, and we're saying this is the method of that class. So it's just directing us down to there. So let's have a look at our tasks. So we've done task 1, which is add a action to our constructor. We've done task 2 here. Now we need to go on to our task 3. Okay, so we need to be on the third task now. So we've already created the method for our admin menu action. What we need to do now is in that method we need to add this WordPress add option page function to it. So if we look here, this is our add action admin menu. This is our action that we've added in our constructor. This is the method that we've created for it. So in here we need to add in our add option page. Okay, so there's a lot of arguments here. The most important one is the second one, because this is the this is what is displayed on the menu page. So this is our menu title. This one is very important because this is giving the WordPress function the ability to access the right data. So we're giving them the capability to do it, and we need to say manage options. So we need to give them that capability to manage the options. And then this one, again, this is pointing to the method that we're going to create to make our template, as it were. So the second argument is important, the third argument is important, the fifth argument is important. The first argument, this is just the page title. So this is the text that is to be displayed in the title tags when the menu is selected. So it's not something that is really important for our plugin. And then this one here, this is the menu slug, and this refers to the name of the menu, and this should be unique. So as long as it's unique, it will be fine. Okay, so we've done our task 3. Okay, so now we're on to, we've done task 3, so we can take that off. Now we're on to task 4 and 5. Now we need to add this this method and link it to our add option page method. So we're going to be doing a new method, and in this method we need to create a HTML form, and this HTML form needs to send the data to the option.php file. Now this is a WordPress PHP file, and it allows WordPress to take our setting information that we save and allow us to claim it back later on. So this is very important. We can also within that do task 5, and this is just starting off and registering our setting fields. So let's have a look what that will look like. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding my method under the add setting page. So if we look here, this should match up here, so it matches up, and I have created my form, and this form sends it to the option PHP. That's what the action does, and I'm using the method post, not get. This is in HTML, so what I've done is I've closed off the tag, so that's the PHP tag. So I've stopped PHP, started the HTML where I've created my form, then I've started PHP again, and I've used the first WordPress function setting fields, and this creates our setting group name. So we're going to be, when we create the individual fields, we're going to have to attach it to this setting fields. So we need to make sure that this group name matches up with the register settings, and that's quite important, and you'll see that later on. So what I do is I tend to keep it as option group, so I know it's the group name, and because it can get confusing because there's a lot of arguments that we need to match up later on. And then do setting sections. So this is just in our page, in our setting page, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating these setting sections. So we're going to be adding our fields to the sections. So for example, if you want more than one section in your setting page, for example, main section, then you could have section about animation, and then section about font colors and styles. You can create different sections and then link your fields to that. I've closed PHP again, and then I've opened up HTML again just to finish off the HTML file, and I've just used this this escape function to just make sure that the save changes, there isn't any issues when displaying that text. So I think what we've done is we've now created our template, and this template has a form, and the most important thing about this form is it's going to the option PHP. And then within this form we have created our setting group fields. This is where we're going to make sure that we've attached all of our fields to this name, so WordPress knows how to link them all up. So we've done that, and we've also created just one setting, and that setting is going to be heart setting, so it's going to have all our information. So we've done all our 5 tasks, so well done. Okay, so the 4 most important things that you need to remember from this video are these questions. So stop the video now and try and answer them in your head. So hopefully you've stopped the video and answered the questions. So let's go through it. So number 1, we need to make sure that the form action, that the data that the form is submitting is going to the option PHP file. Why is it so important? Well, it sends our data to the correct WordPress PHP file. If you don't have it to the options PHP, it won't be able to link up. So make sure you are using this. What is the WordPress method to create our setting page? We need to use the add option page. Now remember that the key ones are the role that we assign. So we have to make sure we assign it the correct role to be able to access and add a new page. We need to make sure that the second one is our title. This is the title on our dashboard, so we want to make sure that we have a good name for that. And then we need to make sure that the last one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th one is the callback. So this is the one that we are using to attach our template method. How do we create the group name? So we use the setting fields option group. So this gives a setting group name. Now this is probably one of the most common errors that people make, is when they don't link up all these parts correctly together. So we need to make sure that the setting fields is to be remembered for the option group, and I do like to keep it as the option group because it helps me remember that this is the group value that we've set. Okay, so thank you very much. So at the moment we have created, or we are able to create our setting page. If you think we have accomplished all our objectives, give me some feedback. If you think there's any way you think these videos can be improved, let me know. Again, if you want to continue building this plugin with me, subscribe, and you can be kept up to date with all the videos that I post about this Valentine's Day plugin. So thank you and goodbye.